Hi, my name is Emma. I'm in an ugly onesie, and today is the first episode of a new series about debunking stereotypes and learning and educating everyone and educating myself on along this journey of debunking stereotypes about genres and about the truth behind genres and about learning about those genres before judging them. So, yes, this first episode's going to deal with a big N. I know I'm in an ugly onesie. I just wanted to say that. I'm aware of that. And I enjoy this onesie, so whatever. The first is a big one, big N. It is romance fiction, the romance genre. As someone who reads romance, I'm a big fan of romance. I love a romance novel. Give me all of them. They're so fun and great. I love them. That was really excitable. I feel a lot of judgment. Now, granted, I think I project judgment from other people onto myself, and they might not be judging me, but I sort of feel that way because I'm crazy. No, because I just am that way. I do, though, feel like there are certain stereotypes, and there's some subconscious judgment that goes along with reading romance. For example, this sort of judgment has made me worrisome of talking about it on BookTube. It's made me worrisome of saying that I read these books on Goodreads because I'm afraid someone's going to judge me. And the main thought that comes into my head is that people are going to think that I'm stupid or think that I don't appreciate real literature. Well, that is a ridiculous notion because I'm not stupid, and also because what is real literature? It is something that I think, and I think it's something that a lot of romance readers who maybe aren't as comfortable with reading romance in terms of reading it in the book world or reading it in the bookternet and feel like people are going to judge them, feel and think about a lot. So I want to talk about some things that I like to think about when I'm thinking about romance, some places I like to go when I'm thinking about romance, and some sources to go when you want to learn about romance and you want to maybe understand romance readers and educate yourself and maybe stop yourself from judging other people or stop yourself from feeling like you're judged, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the patriarchy. Now, I'm not going to do some rant about the patriarchy. I'm not going to do that. But I do think that patriarchy comes to play with romance. Patriarchy comes to play with everything. But romance is seen as stupid in literature circles because I think the patriarchy and literature is very much steeped in the patriarchy. Look at the New York Times bestseller list. They see romance and they think girly. They think that it's about romance, about people falling in love. There's not a lot of deeper meaning. Blah 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 blah. It's about these things and it's girly. It's a girly book. It's feminine. So obviously it's going to be stupid because it's feminine. And that is ridiculous because it is the patriarchy saying that something that's feminine, something that's girly, something that is based on this gender, I'm not getting into gender, but this sort of idea of what this sort of like not feminist, but feminine thing is bad because it is feminine, is inherently feminine, so it is bad. Which is ridiculous. And it's just something that I think it's important to think about when you're thinking about romance. Think, do I not like romance because I've read romance and I didn't enjoy it and I'm just like, oh, I don't like romance because I've tried it and I don't like it? Or do you not like romance because you think, oh, it's not really for me, I'm not really interested in reading about, I don't really like romance, I don't like the way it's written, blah, blah, blah. Or are you thinking about romance is bad? Romance is bad because it's girly and because it's stupid. It's really important to think about that and distinguish where those thoughts are coming from, because I feel like the first two is okay. The first two is like you're coming from a place of respect, you're coming from a place of educating yourself about that, and the third one is you're coming from a place of negativity, and you're coming from a place that maybe is based on the patriarchy in some way. Okay, next I want to talk about some resources that you can go to debunk these myths, some resources to go to if you're a romance reader and you want to talk about it with smart women, smart people. The first is Smart Bitches Guide. I think romance readers know about the Smart Bitches Guide. I think it hit its 10-year anniversary this year, or last year. The Smart Bitches Guide or Smart Bitches blog is about smart women reading romance and talking about romance critically. It's really fun and really smart, obviously, and really clever. They have this great book called The Smart Bitches Guide to Romance. I actually read it through the Oyster app and loved it. It is a critical review of romance. It's celebrating romance, but it's looking at the stereotypes, the tropes, the cliches of romance, and thinking about, and the history of romance, and talking about it critically, and it's a really interesting book. So obviously there are lots of smart women who read romance, who say romance, it's okay to read romance, and romance is a reflection of our times. Romance is a way that women at this moment are viewing men, or viewing sex, or viewing sexuality, and it's really interesting to think about that in that cultural way. Okay, finally, I want to talk about strong women in romance. So there's this idea that romance, the main characters in romance novels are dumb or stupid, that they're being controlled by men, they don't have their own autonomy, blah 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 blah. And while that's true in some erotica and romance, like 50 Shades of Grey, it is not true for all romance. There's plenty of romance novels written by strong women about strong women. For example, Julia Quinn and Sarah MacLean, they're both Regency era romance novel writers. They're fantastic. They're writing in the Regency era, a time that was heavily steeped in sexism, but they're writing strong female independent characters who, yes, have to deal with a lot of hoops, who have to be dependent on men, but who have their own minds, who have their own personalities, who are strong and weak and beautiful and ugly and silly and serious, and they're all types of women. And some of them, in Sarah MacLean novels especially, go after what they want and say, screw you patriarchy, I want to go to a men's club, I want to go fencing. And it's really fun and interesting, and they write these fantastic characters. Also, this is kind of beyond the point, but I've read romance novels that have passed the Bechdel test more. I've read more romance novels that have passed the Bechdel test than I've read literary fiction written by men that has passed the Bechdel test. That's sort of an interesting idea. I don't know. I think it's sort of interesting. But this idea that only stupid, frail women are the main characters in romance, and they're just being manipulated by men, is just insane and ridiculous. It's true for some, but not for all. So this has been my debunking some myths and some stereotypes in romance. Please comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you're a romance reader. Tell me if you've ever thought this before. Let's talk about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this series, the start of the series. Anyway, have a wonderful day.